Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Dynaway Dialogues, and I'm Jesse Zdonek, your host. And today I have with me Kelly Gustafson, and Kelly is a Microsoft MVP in business applications for Microsoft Dynamics F&O, and she's been named that for the seventh consecutive time, which is an amazing. She's one of the leaders in our community around business applications. Has been for a long time. I've known Kelly for quite a while. We actually worked together when she was at one of her previous locations, and super great person and a super great resource to know if you're interested in Dynamics and business applications around Dynamics. So welcome, Kelly.
Thank you, Jesse, for the warm welcome.
Congratulations on being named MVP again for the seventh time, and that's wonderful. How hard is that to achieve, and what does it mean for you in your career to really be a superstar in the community?
Well, let me tell you, it is tough to become an MVP. I get asked that question all the time. People say, how do I become an MVP? And there really is no formula behind it. So it's kind of tough to, know what to do to become an MVP. So you really have to just, not be afraid, put yourself out there and share your knowledge with the community. I think that's the biggest piece that, really, really puts you ahead and gets you in that nomination. But yeah, it was difficult. It was one of those things that I certainly didn't anticipate ever doing in my life. I didn't think I would be one of those people. So when I was nominated, I was a little nervous and excited. I didn't think I fit in with that crowd, but then I found out, I absolutely do fit in with that crowd. So, just kind of a note out there for people. If you don't think that you fit in, you do. Put yourself out there and try.
Wonderful, wonderful. And you're one of only 4 women globally to be recognized as MVP in business applications for F&O. How do you feel about that, kind of leading women in that field?
Yeah, when I was nominated, it had been a long time since a woman had become an MVP for Dynamics AX, which is, the predecessor to Dynamics 365 F&O. So that was fun to join a very, very male dominated world. Everybody was super welcoming. Everybody was super great. I never had any issues with that, but I always wanted to have, just another girl, another female there with me, an MVP sister. So Rachel Profit was nominated and became an MVP as well, but she works for Microsoft now. So since she has left the MVP ranks, we now have 3 more and potentially others on the way. Everybody's done a great job of bringing in more females to kind of help me, lift up other women in the field.
Excellent. I love to hear that. And you hold numerous Microsoft certifications, and you're an advocate for continuous learning. How do you stay up to date with technology, and how do you educate yourself so you can educate others?
Jesse, I'm a reader. I love to read. I am constantly reading. I will pick up my phone. It might be the middle of the night. I might wake up and I'm like, I can't go back to sleep. My brain is just going a million miles an hour. So I'll pull up my phone and maybe read through, Wave 1 release notes.
Wow, we're real geek.
I really am. I'm pretty nerdy. And so I tend to just read all the time. I always have something up. I always have something reading. I'm always scrolling through like LinkedIn. You'll see that I'm pretty active on there. If I see something that looks like it's interesting, I'll repost it. But, definitely always reading. I know there are a lot of videos out there. I'm not much of a video person. I'm definitely a reader.
No, that's good. I tend to be more of a video person, but I can certainly appreciate that.
We all have our thing.
Yeah, exactly. But we actually met while you were at a food company, food manufacturer, and you've had extensive experience in the manufacturing world before you got into the consulting community and dynamics community per se. How has that background helped you? What did it bring to the table? What did it allow you to do in the Microsoft community?
So yeah, a lot of people don't know this about me, but yes, I worked on the customer side and I was there for 15 years.
Okay.
I started off as a production supervisor. So we're many, many years on the production floor. Fun fact, I actually went into labor with my daughter on the production floor.
Oh, wow.
So fun times, right?
Right.
I moved out of production into HR, did that for a few years, and then I went into our Dynamics AX implementation. I joined the project team because I had a really good holistic view of just how the organization worked, and I was able to work with all the different departments to make sure that their needs were met as we were implementing the system. And so that kind of segued into my next role, which was the manager of information systems. So I worked with that for a long time. And honestly, having that broad experience working in all of those different departments and working with all the different people has helped me a lot in my career, because now I can actually look at organizations holistically and say, well, what are we doing here? What are we doing on this side? How does this work for you all? And that's what's really helped me become a solution architect.
Wonderful. Yeah, so I obviously I know from personal experience that you've implemented Dynaway EAM at a manufacturing facility, and I know from talking with you, you've done AM asset management implementations. So, can you share kind of your experience around the maintenance management world? How does that impact you and the consulting community, that product? What does it mean to be really part of that solution, a holistic part of the dynamic solution?
I always advocate for that. And I tell companies all the time, like, if you have a maintenance department, I know you do, especially if you're in manufacturing, you really need to start looking into this because it touches everything in the system. Like, oh, we have a system, we have something, we're using Excel. Oh, okay, right. But did you know, you can put in a work order and create a purchase requisition from that work order? Did you know that you can use and, deplete your inventory in asset management and create planned purchase orders through MRP? And once people start hearing that and saying, oh, okay, then the real kicker, the really exciting part is seeing your total cost of ownership on a piece of equipment, right? So you can actually follow through and say, oh, wow, it's costing us more to maintain this than if we just bought a new one. So for people, that's huge. That right there is the biggest thing that gives them that, return on invested capital that they can then look at and say, hey, we've got this information. We can show the accounting department. Let's get some new equipment in here instead of spending to maintain what we currently have. So I tell people all the time, this is a great investment. It's really something to look forward to. Maintenance departments tend to be a little gun shy, though. They tend to be a little hesitant to implement because they have their methodologies, they have what they're using. But once they get into it, once they use it, they love it. Yeah. There is no going back.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, I tend to come from the maintenance world, but you being a business analyst, kind of a holistic approach, and see how bringing a whole organization into one ERP system can be beneficial in the long run for that organization. Now, you've had a lot of diverse experiences in the consulting life, and obviously you've seen lots of different manufacturing and other types of industry. How do these diverse experiences shape your approach to technology? How do you see technology impacting these organizations?
Everybody tells me that they're special, they're different. Yeah. But at the end of the day, they share a lot of things with all of these other companies. They all do business. They're all there to make money. They all need to see that, return on their assets, they need to see, all of what they're doing is, making the company money. That's at the end of the day, that's why we're all in business, right? So it's always interesting to learn how people see their business and what they do that's just a little bit different. But at the end of the day, you have this, ERP system that's pretty, for lack of better words, generic. Like, because you can then modify it to make it work for you, and it's pretty easy to do and pretty awesome to see the end results. But yeah, so I've taken a lot of those experiences and just use them. I say, oh, I've heard something about this. I can use this over here. Or, hey, I worked with a client who did this one time. Well, let's implement it here.
All right. Do you see a lot of crossover between organizations? I mean, something that worked in your consulting experience at one company, being able to use those experiences to apply them to other companies?
I really do. I see definitely a lot of different things that are being utilized. And I'll say, like I said, just kind of, hey, I've done this. I think you'll like this. Let me show you what this does. And people will go crazy once they see it. They're like, oh, I love that. Let's go. Let's do that.
Yeah, it's been my experience. If you have an example, like at this company, we did this and it was impactful for them. That has a lot of weight because it seems like it's real world. It's being used out there in the world today.
And I love demos.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a demo person. I love to show people what the system can do for them. So I'll say, hey, did you know you can do this? And this is the information you can see here. They love it.
And you often do that. I know you're involved in a lot of user community group meetings, and you speak at a lot of events. And let's transition into that. Now Dynoway is going to be hosting the Dynaway Connect conference coming up in April. You're a speaker there, Kelly.
Yes, I am.
You're excited about it. What kind of is your unique insight to attendees on maybe, what they expect to get out of the conference and out of specifically things you're going to be talking about at the conference?
Well, for my presentation, I'm actually talking about that holistic, how to bring your supply chain into asset management. So talking a little bit about MRP, that inventory, the purchasing, all the different pieces that go together to, use all of the supply chain aspects that are available in your system while using asset management. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it.
I can't wait. And just in general, how crucial do you think knowledge sharing events like this are, and networking? Do you see that as being important to you and your customers? What's your opinion on those kinds of events?
So I personally think they're phenomenal. I always tell people, you should go to this event. I'm going to be speaking at this event. Come find me. But, I'm like, there will be other speakers there as well. You can learn so much. I really got my start in Dynamics by going to conferences and just listening to other users and hearing their perspective and what they're doing and what they're seeing in the system. And for me, that was a pretty big part of why I got involved. So, going from that into then me becoming a speaker, and that's a whole other story. I just felt like I had some stuff I could share too. But yeah, getting out there and being part of that user group community and networking has been absolutely influential in my career.
Wonderful. Yeah, I always tell people continuous learning is very important, and we kind of get stuck in a rut sometimes when we're doing a job, and we forget to learn. But if we're not improving, things are passing us by. And if you're not having specific people coming in to teach you, then you have to go out and you have to kind of find those learning opportunities. And this is one of those chances to do that specifically around asset management. So we're very excited to have you.
Yeah, thank you. I am super, super excited to be there. When you told me about it, I was like, yes, I want to do this.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're excited. We're going to wrap up this episode of Dynaway Dialogues. Please, no matter what platform you're seeing this on, like or follow or repost this. And Kelly, thanks for coming on today. We really appreciate your time. And we look forward to the next episode. And yeah, keep learning out there, guys. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, everyone.